to talk about housing next and the need to have more affordable housing. We're going to be interviewing, this is interesting, it's a Chicago builder who does what's called Kinexx Modular Construction. Okay, so we're going to dive into what exactly that is, but they have just launched a crowdfunding campaign to bring more affordable housing to vacant lots here in Chicago. So we're going to learn all about that with one of the chief design officers from Kinexx Modular Construction Company coming up after this short break. Stay with us.
10:33. I love this segment that we're about to do because we have been harping on how everything is so expensive these days, including housing, obviously, but you know, groceries, gas, all of it. So a Chicago builder is hoping to make buying a home more obtainable. Kinexx Modular Construction just launched a crowdfunding campaign to bring affordable housing to vacant urban lots. Backing the effort is a funding league of 20 professional athletes, including Chicago Bears cornerback Jaylon Johnson. So we're talking more about it this morning with Paul Tebben, who is the co-founder and chief design officer of Kinexx Modular Construction, and Adrian Muhammad, who is the chairman of Kinexx Modular Construction and managing partner at LaFair Capital Partners. Thanks for joining us this morning, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so let's dive in right off the bat with, and I don't know which one of you had the idea, but whoever had the idea for this to make more affordable homes and why that came to mind.
Well, it's no secret to any Chicagoan that the price of real estate has become increasingly unaffordable for most of us, and we all walk around these great legacy neighborhoods of Chicago and see missing teeth on the block, vacant lots that represent opportunity that is yet to be seized. And so we understood that conventional construction had limitations, and it didn't really do the right job of keeping up with the ever increasing housing gap. And the last segment kind of spoke to that as well. So we set out to establish an entirely new system. So we are a manufacturing-based housing company that can deliver at scale and incredibly quickly. So we can not just kind of service a couple of those lots, we can service thousands of those lots and put thousands of people and children under roof.
That is so promising. I love hearing this. Adrian, let's go over to you. What details can you provide about the homes themselves, these modular homes? You know, I feel like I've read about things from Home Depot or Amazon, where you can like order a tiny house and it'll get like delivered to you, just put, and, you know, connect it with water and power and you're good to go. Does it work like that?
Yeah, try living in one of those things, right? No, modular is very much a process, not a product, right?
Okay.
And so what we like to say is we build regular homes, we just build them in a very efficient way. If that makes sense.
Well, these are beautiful images. I mean, these homes look state-of-the-art, brand new.
Yeah.
And they're not just, you know, little, what are they called? Those storage units that you just kind of
like
turn into a house.
Tiny house.
These are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm seeing this in a warehouse. Do you guys build them in pieces and then deliver them just and put them kind of on top of each other, like bottom level, top level? Because you mentioned how you can crank them out fast and deliver them quickly.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes us unique is sorry, go ahead, Adrian.
No, it's fine. And if I can, I get to brag on Paul a little bit. Paul is somewhat of a genius. He's actually the co-founder and the originator of this concept. In truth, there's about 9 million acres of vacant land in urban markets around the country. These are places where homes used to be, where families used to thrive, and communities used to form great relationships and bonds. And that's been abandoned in many respects. And it was Paul who kind of drove by these empty lots and envisioned a quicker, more efficient way to build homes, kind of like the old assembly line for cars. Right. And effectively, exactly as you say, we take the concept of building these modules in a factory, and then once these homes are effectively 80% complete, we then drop them in those narrow lots. We believe this is a solution and a pathway that is Chicago-born, that is actually now ready for the world, hence this crowd campaign that we've undertaken.
All right, either of you can take this question. This is this new effort. It's a funding league. Before we talk about the crowdfunding, a funding league of 20 professional athletes. We know there's a couple of members of the Chicago Bears. One of my son's favorite players, Jaylon Johnson, is a part of this. Tell us about this effort, how the players got involved, and what it's designed to accomplish.
Well, actually, if you think about it, we're blessed to have a number of professional athletes as investors in our fund, right? And if you think about it, precious few are more committed to community than athletes. And simultaneously, they're also interested in financial literacy, responsible investing. So it's kind of a natural fit. And so them joining us in this notion of providing community or providing quality, affordable housing to communities, in addition to being able to learn about business and learn about responsible investing, it kind of plays natural to the things that they like to do.
Okay, Paul, this question is for you because you're the Chief Design Officer. Again, looking back at those pictures and videos of these homes that you've designed, they are so beautiful and modern. How did you go about the process of designing these homes and how to build them indoors to be then transported outside?
It's been a labor of love. I think with just over 400 residential projects in my past before launching Kinexx. Chicago has a rhythm, has a fabric, has this. There's no better city to have kind of launched this effort than Chicago, because it is diverse, not just culturally, but diverse architecturally, and it's got an amazing legacy. And so I think that we designed our modular system, and it is a system, as Adrian mentioned, not a product, where a series of smaller boxes are brought to a site, assembled almost like Lego blocks. It's this really beautiful kind of performative day when a home goes from nothing to a full building in about a half a day.
Wow.
But they're designed to fit the neighborhood fabric. And what that means to one neighborhood is it means something very different to another neighborhood. And so they're meant to be intentionally be chameleons in a sense. And so we don't endeavor to have buildings that step in and look foreign to the environment or look like kind of alien buildings. They step in and they take on the fabric of the neighborhoods around them. And so it's out of respect to that legacy and those great neighborhoods that we design a system that is very agile aesthetically. So on one hand, it can be incredibly modern, and on the other hand, it can be very traditional and kind of fit into the old masonry neighborhoods.
They do look nice in context with the existing buildings. You have, I understand, 100 homes already here. Can you tell us about the status of those? Are they all purchased? And how you guys plan on expanding this?
Yeah, thank you. So they're built. They're in the Chicago neighborhoods, scattered throughout predominantly the west side and the south side. And it's been this really great process where we put hundreds of people under roof, particularly children. And we've done it in a way that's affordable for a lot of families that otherwise wouldn't have been able to afford Chicago real estate. So we're very proud of that. How does it translate to a scaling effort? I think we not just because we love Chicago and we were here, Chicago represents the tightest set of constraints for us. So it's one of the toughest building codes in the country. Tight streets, narrow lots. So our attitude was, if we can figure out a way to build within the tightest box of constraints, then the easier kind of scenarios, less stringent scenarios would be much easier for us. And so as we scale, we have our legs underneath us. We have this great formula that we now know how to replicate. And so we take that from 100 homes to thousands with this crowd campaign.
Are they all the same size? What are we talking for square footage and cost? Obviously depending on the neighborhood, but ranging.
Yeah, you see with the video in the background, the modules are small, and so they're made to be interchangeable. So the system allows for small ranch homes to two-story homes to duplexes, 2 flats, 3 flats, 6 flats.
Wow.
Townhomes, and then larger multifamily. So all using the same system. And so we achieve this really great economy with how we build in a factory via a manufacturing process. But we can assemble those in a huge variety of ways to service different markets, different needs, different density requirements, et cetera.
All right, let's talk about crowdfunding. You mentioned you got a bunch of these players involved. They're learning about responsible investing. That's awesome. Are there opportunities for other folks to back this effort and get involved here?
That was the initial intent. We originally we always believed that we were building homes for everyone, right? The question earlier referenced size. No one builds homes anymore for what we call affordable homes. This is 1,700 square feet or smaller, the kind of homes we all grew up in. And so we like to say we're democratizing housing opportunity at a time where the country frankly needs that. Well, we thought, why don't we, since housing is affecting so many people, why don't we open up the investment opportunity to everyone as well, right? Just like we did with the athletes. Now let's kind of allow everyone an opportunity to participate in potentially providing these homes to families, not just in Chicago, but throughout the country.
I love that. Okay, so if people want to drive by, maybe scope out a couple of these houses. You said we've got about 100 in Chicagoland. Where should they go?
You'll find them tucked into many different neighborhoods: East Garfield Park, Roseland, North Lawndale, South Shore, back of the Yards, and quite a few others. There's a multitude of buildings on Harrison, just off of 290 Harrison in California. And you'll if you drive around a neighborhood, you are very likely to spot one of our buildings.
Very cool, because that might be, if I want to get involved in the investing, you might want to take a little drive, see how they're working out, make sure it's a quality product. What's the process after that if you want to join the crowdfunding campaign here?
Invest.kinexxbuilds.com. It'll walk you comfortably through the process as it would be for any other investor, even at an institutional grade. And the process is streamlined. We're blessed to partner with Dealmaker, which is one of the top crowdfunding platforms in the country. And so we're really proud of being able to open up this opportunity to everyone.
It could be the right effort at the right time with housing costs absolutely soaring. This is a huge niche. And I wish you luck, especially with regard to the last segment we did. People need affordable places to live. So good luck, gents. Really appreciate you joining the program today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are cute.
Yeah.
I liked every single one that they showed us.
And it's like the seeing just how much construction costs are, manufacturing costs, like all the logistics, the price of diesel.
Yeah.
Think about like the transit costs for everything right now.
Why does watching them put those houses together in that warehouse make me feel like I could DIY a house? Like, how hard could it be? I
have more questions for them too. It's like, is everything like, is the toilet, the hardware, you know what I'm saying? Is it all done and then they just plop it on?
Right.
Or because
it's like the structure.
Yeah.
And then probably the lipstick is done later. I would assume.
The lipstick done later.
But like, it was cool to see.
No.
It was to your point about the Amazon houses that you drop off. And sometimes, you could buy like a shed that's huge from like Sam's Club or whatever. You just put it together and plop it down. But the concept of this, I bet this is going to explode.
This could be the future.
It makes sense. It's quick. It's contained. It's climate controlled for the builder, so there's no, issues because of the weather. The only hiccup that I saw with this, no basement. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So these are going to be on slabs. So that's the only
you won't have to worry about a basement flooding.
That's true.
That's always a problem in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, we'll follow that. That's pretty cool.